What is going on, guys? It's been a long time, like 2 or 3 weeks maybe, but it's been way too long since we've updated you on the van build. And if you're new here, welcome. We are Steady Streaming Cashios. I'm Zach. This right here is what we've been working on. The 2019 Mercedes Sprinter 170 extended 4x4. We've been a little MIA. That's because, one, someone left the laptop near a sink and a kid washed a toy and the laptop got ruined. Then we had to go to Nashville for son's dental appointments, a couple of them. Then we got hit by the snowstorm. We actually got real powder here, like Colorado powder, not just some freezing rain. So we enjoyed that for a couple of days. And so now we're on the home stretch of this build. Next week, it'll be done. Where I left you off last, what I think was ceiling, cabinets, things like that. But like I already said, it's been painted, things have been updated. So did uppers, I put in my plumbing, my water heater, things like that. But if you want, let's check it out. Object for right now, for today, is upper cabinet, built an upper yesterday. Colleen said, hey, did you film it? And I said, no. Did make this, found shape I need first. Then I made my backs, made my bottom. Then I framed out the outside. And then we'll have 2 doors up top, obviously. Let's get started on the cabinet. First thing I'm gonna do is obviously I'm gonna measure how long I want it. We just want it from here to here because obviously this is our shower. Okay, so I found my side piece, matched perfectly. Tested the other side, it matched the same. I'm gonna flip a piece backwards, obviously. Do it so that way I'll have smooth side on the outside. I have 2 matching pieces. Yes, I did just use my table saw, kind of like a bandsaw. I wish I had a bandsaw. Not that I'd recommend it, but be careful if you do it. So from my bottom, which is where I'll start, what I did was I spaced it up 1/2 inch just to kind of give it a little bit of reveal. So what I need to do is I set it back 5/8 of an inch. So I need to measure it, and then the width of it needs to be 5/8 of an inch less than the sides. One thing I just remembered as well, on the edges, I brought them over to the router table. Gave them wasn't a full round over, 3/8 round over, just a little bit. Like I said, just to give it a little bit of a detail. So the step to connect the both inside pieces, got my bottom. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go Craig jig them now. What I'll do is I'll do the sides, and then I will do the front. So if you remember, I said I inset it back 5/8 of an inch to just give a little bit of a reveal detail to the edges, and I raised it up 1/2 inch. So what I need to do are draw out my lines for where my 1/2 inch and 5/8 will be. So got my 1/2 inch all around. Got my wood glue, like I said, is necessary. And the screws. All right, so get that nice. Take your screws. Obviously secure it. The other side as well. Got the base. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a little L piece. So that way I have something to nail to the front of my framing to, and then have some up top, screw to the ceiling, and then I will come with 1 piece. 1 piece should work. It's got a little bit of a curve, so I might have to do 2 separate pieces. That way I can secure to the wall. So what I'm gonna do next, I've got my 2 pieces. That will make my L bracket. I'm gonna put them together like so. But first, I'm gonna come around here with a Forstner bit. 3/8, just make a little bit of an indentation, enough so that my heads on my screws will be countersunk and be flush. So now that I've got that, take my wood. But what I'll do is I'll get it nice and flush. What I'm gonna do is I'll secure it like so. Come, put some Craig jig holes right here. It will mount like so. Obviously recessed in 5/8, so it'll go like that. But I gotta go maybe some pilot holes first. It'll be secured up top with the recessed 5/8. Put some wood glue, and there goes the wood glue bottle. And since this is 1/2 inch, I'm using 1 inch screws. That's secured now. So what I will do now is make this back piece one piece. So there's the piece. So I removed the screws up top. I've already got my holes drilled, lined up really good. What I used is, the shadow. So these are 1/4 1.5 inch screws. And this is a finishing washer, so this recesses nice and flush into this finish washer. It looks really good too. So that's how I'm gonna mount it. Get all the shavings out. So it's nice and snug to the back. We've got it mounted. The whole van shakes, it doesn't move. What we need to do now, make this. I'm thinking this will probably be one big door. So, in order to get your framing, so right here I've got 12.5. I'm gonna go 12.25. Down is 12.25. The side is 33. I want these long ones full pieces. So these will be 33. And since this was 12.25, I'm gonna take off roughly around 4 inches. I don't know. I think those are 1 7/8. You gotta subtract this and this, the thickness, to get that 12.25. So what I'll do then is I'll get them, Craig jig it together. I'll run it around the router for the inside and down at the bottom, and then I'll come with Craig jigs for the side. I'll screw it down below, and then I'll face nail up top. Very simple. So it's really easy, and then what you can do for your hinges is either, you know, put something on the sides that open up, some gas struts or something, or put something up top. It is cushion cutting time. So I've already cut this one. So I measured it, cut what I needed to. This stuff is super comfortable. So what I did, you know, obviously you make the measurements, do this. To cut the cushion, just use this. So what you do is you just want to kind of score it, just so it starts going. You don't want to push, because what it'll do is just end up just marring it. You just kind of want to let the knife do the work, and just kind of go from there. So everything's taped off, plasticed off. So what we're painting with is what we use for all of our Airstream projects. It's this airless sprayer, Magnum Pro X17 from Graco. What you do is you got to run it through its system, things like that. Start running the paint through, get it all ready, and then you can start spraying. So I'll be doing that here in a little bit, but I got to go change. Gotta shake that up, stir it, get it ready to go, and then I'll start painting. So, I've got the lights. As you can see, it's white. Then I've got my drawer. I've got them magnetized. And so, and there's obviously no handle, so I can pull. But what we've got going on here is obviously hot, cold. That'll be for the sink. Got my water heater. I have a Jabsco accumulator tank. An Everflow water pump. This is a 2.2 gallons per minute. So it obviously comes out of the freshwater tank into the strainer, from the strainer into the water pump, out the water pump into the accumulator tank, from the accumulator tank into, comes this way through these silencer hoses. I mean, I'm not sure if they fully silence it. I don't know, we'll see. Into my water tank, hot water tank. Obviously the cold just disperses to the cold lines, and then out comes the hot water up all the way through into there. So I've got all that. All right, you see, got the lights in, fan trim in, got my uppers, everything's painted. Got my 36 gallon freshwater tank in. So all you'll do is this, fill her up, and just gonna break stuff over there. Apparently. Obviously there won't be any sensors because you just open the door and you can tell your levels, just like that. Coming on over, we obviously have the shower. Nice little shower setup. This was a little, it's a bidet, little valve, so it's pretty cool. Didn't take up a lot of space. Obviously this will be the fridge, cooktop will be here, and just kind of got things all over the place because just kind of doing last minute touch up things all over the place. Electrical cabinet all in there. but that's what they look like. Waiting on the countertops. Hopefully next week, then I'll start adding the table, finishing up the electrical. Next time you see us, this will be a finished van. It'll be the walkthrough tour, I'm assuming?
Yep.
It'll be the walkthrough tour.
Unless we have to like say any how-tos.
Yes, unless there's some how-tos. We really appreciate you guys for just hanging in there with us and just waiting it out. And remember, this van will be for sale, so if you're interested, get on our email list, subscribe, hit the bell notification, whatever these YouTube people say. I'm not that hip yet.
Stop.